there's a supposed teaching. It may not blow your mind, it may not blow your mind, seeing that you are great scholars to figure out exactly where I am driving at. Exactly where the Spirit is driving at. All right. So today, I'll be looking exactly to tell you exactly. I have an accusation, and the accusation I have is for Jesus. I know when I say I have an accusation for Christ, you are beginning to picture a certain satanic kind of accusation. But no, it is an accusation that should take him to a certain location. So I am inviting Christ to sit as I accuse him. The accusation is this: where is the body of Nathanael? Now, I am not fabricating this to the understanding that there are many theological arguments that validates the end point of Nathanael. But before we get to the location of Nathanael, there is an accusation. Where is Nathanael? So I have an accusation. Where is Nathanael? What did you do with Nathanael? What did you do, Jesus Christ of Nazareth? What did you do with Nathanael? This is an accusation that you must bring in your lawyer. But seeing that you are already a judge and a lawyer yourself, it is very nice that I bring you to the panel of judges, the council head, to question you on behalf of Nathanael. What did you do with Nathanael? What did you do with Nathanael? For me to validate my point, for me to validate my accusation, to bring this certain rumor to life, I must find a way to conceal my intention. So that my intentions is clearly said, I must find a way to validate the fact that you are certainly a murderer. Do you murder people? Because we have not been able to trace and pinpoint what happened to Nathanael. So because of this, I must validate my point. Before we look at Nathanael as a person, let us find out something that proves that you are violent. Let us find something that suggests that you are arrogant and you are capable of hiding a person. To state my points, accusation number 1, overthrowing the tables. This is what I call overthrowing the tables. Accusation number 1, overthrowing the tables. Let's look at the book of John chapter number 2. John chapter number 2, verse 18. Verse 18. And the Jews' Passover was at hand, and Jesus went up to Jerusalem, and found in the temple those that sold oxen and sheep and doves, and the changers of money sitting. And when he had made a scourge of small cords, he drove them all out of the temple, and the sheep and the oxen, and poured out the changers' money, and overthrew the tables. And said unto them that sold doves, take these things hence, and make not my father's house an house of merchandise. As in the book of Luke say, my house is supposed to be called a house of prayer, but you have made it a den of thieves. But mind you, this is where I want you to focus on. And when he had made, this is verse 15, and when he had made a scourge of small cords, in other words, he prepared, Jesus Christ of Nazareth, he prepared a whip, a cane, a flogging tool to flog peaceful people in a temple. selling to survive, selling for their families. He prepared a scourge for them, and he's saying he's going to flog. In fact, he flogged them, turned their tables. This is why I say accusation number one. He overthrew tables. He turned tables, flogging people, peaceful people selling in the marketplace, providing for their families. He flogged them. He dealt with them mercilessly. Doesn't this prove the violent nature of such a man? Doesn't this prove a violent nature of a man called Jesus Christ of Nazareth? We are asking you, tell us the truth. What did you do with Nathanael? What happened to him? Because there is a statement that clarifies the air. And we are going to see who this Nathanael is. We are going to find out why you hid him. Why nobody get to know what happened to him. Accusation number 2. The division. The book of Luke. Luke chapter number 12. The book of Luke. Chapter number 12. We must find out today. Verse 51. The book of Luke, chapter number 12, verse 51. We are looking to find out what he did to Nathanael. Suppose ye that I am come to give peace on earth? Now, mind you, this is the statement of Jesus Christ of Nazareth. I bring this before the panel and the council, before the gatekeepers of the temple, before the priests and the Pharisees and scribes and the hypocrites and all the enemies of Christ. Those that are in tune to the idea that the Jesus Christ of Nazareth must be somewhat a pessimist, must be somewhat arrogant and violent. I am bringing an accusation, a strong accusation. A terrible accusation. These are the words of Jesus Christ of Nazareth. He said, yea, suppose ye that I am come to give peace on the earth? I tell you, nay, but rather division. These are the words of Jesus Christ of Nazareth. He is saying, I came to bring division on the earth. And I have this proven in the ancient document, an old King James version, written document, the first interpretation and translation of the Bible. These are the words documented by King James after he had interpreted the Septuagint. After he had interpreted Greek and Hebrew, he had brought it to the table. And we are looking at substance said by Jesus Christ of Nazareth, that he himself said that he did not come to bring peace to the earth. He came to bring division. This is a strong argument. We read again what he said that was documented and translated. For from henceforth there shall be 5 in one house, divided, 3 against 2, 2 against 3. The father shall be divided against the son, and the son against the father. The mother against the daughter, and the daughter against the mother. The mother-in-law against the daughter-in-law, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. Imagine what Jesus Christ of Nazareth. Doesn't this validate the point? My accusation. Doesn't this validate my accusation that this Jesus Christ of Nazareth is violent? And because of this, he had done something to Nathanael that we need to know. We must find out, what did you do to Nathanael? It is an interesting finding, because you try to hide his body. You try to suppress Nathanael so that nobody will figure out what you did to Nathanael. But no. Your luck has run out, because I, Emmanuel Kingz Adima, I am going to figure out exactly what you did to Nathanael. I am going to find out exactly what you did to the man called Nathanael. A peaceful man, a man that had families, loved by friends, loved by people around him. What did you do to him? Why did you conceal this information? Where did you keep him? And you think we are not going to find out? Well, I'm here to find out. And I'm proving that you are violent. Accusation number 2, the division. And I have seen that your intention was to divide us. I have seen that your intention wasn't really pure. I have seen. Now, let us find out who Nathanael is. Let us see what gave you the chance to get hold of Nathanael. The book of John, chapter number 1. Baratu Sevrahan Delekish Vahatalahai. The book of John, chapter number 1, from verse 44. Now Philip was of Bethsaida, the city of Andrew and Peter. Philip findeth Nathanael and said unto him, We have found him, of whom Moses in the law and the prophets did write, Jesus of Nazareth, the son of Joseph. Now mind you, it was, no, I have an accusation. I am not going to say so many good things about you, even if I know that you have done so many good things. But I'm just saying, what if all the good things you did was a disguise? It was disguised so that you would do away with Nathanael. What if? So I'm angry because I'm here to expose you, Jesus Christ of Nazareth. I will expose you, the things you did. Philip findeth Nathanael and said unto him, We have found him of whom Moses in the law and the prophets did write, Jesus of Nazareth, the son of Joseph. Verse 46, and Nathanael said unto him, Can there any good thing come out of Nazareth? Philip said unto him, Come and see. Could it be? Now mind you, Nathanael made this statement just where Philip was. Can any good thing come out of Nazareth? A man that is curious. A man that is just simply living his life. He is questioning because there is an evidence he had about Nazareth that nothing good comes out of Nazareth. Only chaos. So he was evidential because we know this when we look at Samson. Samson was a Nazareth. Chaos was found around Samson. But then again, he asks a simple, clear question. Can anything good come out of Nazareth? Because we know Nazareth. And Philip said unto him, Come and see if something good might come out of Nazareth. And Jesus saw Nathanael. That means Nathanael was with Philip coming to meet Jesus. And Jesus saw Nathanael coming to him and said unto him, Behold. In other words, look. That means Jesus Christ was looking at a bunch of people around him and he's telling them, Look, behold, Nathanael. And Jesus saw Nathanael coming to him and said of him, Behold, an Israelite indeed, in whom is no guile, in whom is no deceit. Wait a minute. How did you know Nathanael? Because I understand that you are the Son of God, you are the Messiah. I understand that you are super spiritual. There is the knowledge of the Godhead within you. I understand that you are a prophet and you have received this revelation from God. So you are able to point at Nathanael and say to Nathanael, I am not disfiguring the fact that you are the Son of God. I am not disfiguring the fact that you are the Messiah or a great prophet, the most pure man to ever live. But what if all this was just simply a medium to hide the body of Nathanael? But I'm here to expose that intent. I am here to find out what you do to men like Nathanael. Because I am curious. I am so curious what you do to men like Nathanael. He said in him that there is no deceit. How did you know? Okay, no. You are the Son of God. You are a prophet of God. So you should know. It's all right. You should know. You should know. Nathanael said unto him, Whence knowest thou me? When did you know me? Jesus answered and said unto him, Before that Philip called thee, when thou wast under the fig tree, I saw you. Wait a minute. That means Jesus actually heard the conversation Philip had with Nathanael. Can anything good come out of Nazareth? Even if we are trying to know the man Nathanael, seeing that Nathanael literally means gift of God. Nathanael also had another name, but I will talk about that later. So, we are looking at Jesus Christ of Nazareth. That means he had heard the conversation Philip had with Nathanael, where Nathanael simply asked Philip, can anything good come out of Nazareth? What if? That is why Jesus pointed at him and said, this is the Nathanael, an Israelite, in whom there is no deceit, in whom his words are free. He does not lie. He does not need to be an hypocrite. He's a just man. So because of that, Jesus was looking for a way to eradicate him. That this guy was too pure. What if? He was too pure. What if he heard that statement he made to Nathanael and decided that I am going to do something to you that nobody will be able to believe. I'm going to do something to Nathanael that nobody is going to be able to believe. What if your intentions were different? Jesus Christ of Nazareth, I bring you an accusation because I have just found out that Nathanael was your disciple. Philip called him to be a part of your league, to be a part of your disciple. What did you do to Nathanael? Because when it comes to Peter, we know what you did to him. When it comes to Paul, Paul wasn't your disciple, but when it comes to Peter, when it comes to Matthew, when it comes to Theseus, when it comes to Timothy, we know what you did to them. When it comes to John the Beloved, we know. But what did you do to men like Nathanael? What did you do to him? I will expose you today. Expose you. You see, you'll be exposed. Nathanael answered and said unto him, Rabbi, thou art the Son of God, thou art the King of Israel. And Jesus said unto him, because I said unto thee, I saw thee under the fig tree, believest thou? Thou shalt see greater things than these. I see what you are doing. You are enticing Nathanael. Judges, gatekeepers of the kingdom, I bring an accusation. He was enticing Nathanael, making him stay. And he said unto him, verily, verily, I say unto you, hereafter you shall see heaven open and the angels of God ascending and descending upon the Son of Man. Wow. Such a beautiful thing. Such a beautiful sight for Nathanael. Has Nathanael seen such a thing? But you say he's going to see it. Such a beautiful thing to give to a man like Nathanael. Something you had not even offered to other disciples. Nathanael was the first person that you were offering this thing to. The first of the disciples that you were saying he's going to see angels ascending and descending. But yet, in the Mount of Transfiguration, you only took Peter, James, and John. They only saw you transfigured. Where was Nathanael? Where did you keep him? I bring an accusation, and I will expose you today. Having figured out who Nathanael is, and having stated my accusation, having seen that Nathanael was an apostle, was one close to Jesus, Jesus had an opportunity, after snatching him from his family, he had an opportunity to probably take his life. I bring an accusation. Now, where is Nathanael? Because afterwards, we did not know what happened to Nathanael again. Where is he? Where did you keep him? Our beloved Nathanael. Where did you keep our beloved Nathanael? Where did you keep him? Now, after the book of John, the first John, we discovered that Nathanael was with you in 1 John 21 verse 2. 1 John 21 verse 2. We saw Nathanael with you again. He said they were together, Simon, Peter, and Thomas, called Didymus, and Nathanael of Cana in Galilee, in the sons of Zebedee, and two other of the disciples. That means Nathanael was there. This is after you have died and resurrected, Jesus Christ of Nazareth. It's after you have died and resurrected, and we are still seeing Nathanael. So we are saying, okay, fine. Nathanael was still with you. But if you are reading the accounts, you will not see Nathanael mentioned anywhere. Yes, I understand that the book of Matthew, Matthew, Luke, and the book of Matthew, Mark, and Luke had a name called Bartholomew. But the name of Nathanael was removed. So it is believed by theological expressions and great people, especially by the man called Eusebius. He's an early church historian. Eusebius is an early church historian that stated the fact that Nathanael's name also meant Bartholomew. So it was believed by theologians that Bartholomew was his surname Nathanael. They said Nathanael means the son of Tomel. So it was believed that Bartholomew was his surname. So his name was changed. If you look at the book of Matthew, Mark, and Luke, you are going to find the name Bartholomew. Nathanael was never mentioned in the three Gospels, but it was later mentioned in the Gospel of John, Nathanael. But if you go to the Gospel of Acts, it is now changed again to Bartholomew. Because we have to find out, because this Eusebius said that Bartholomew, which is Nathanael, took the Gospels to India, Persia, and Armenia. Alright? He took the Gospel to India, and Armenia. So that means we know that after your resurrection was when you executed the plan. Because you knew that maybe if you had done something to Nathanael whilst you were still doing your ministry, whilst you were still preaching, it would have affected your ministry. So you were doing it gradually. It took 3 years to finally infect people like Nathanael. You are watched, being watched closely. Now, there is a reason. Having known who Nathanael is and having known that he has changed his name, I think to believe that there is a reason that you adopted, you took Nathanael. There is a reason. And I must believe that reason. I must believe it. Number one of the reason why you took Nathanael. Baroto Sevrahan Talakizuvahan. Number one of that reason of why you took Nathanael. Number one, the Jacob's ladder. Yeah, you will be surprised. The Jacob's ladder is one of the reasons. The book of Genesis 28, from verse 10. From verse 10. And Jacob went out from Beersheba and went toward Haran. And he lighted upon a certain place and tarried there all night because the sun was set. And Jacob took of the stones of that place and put them for his pillows and lay down in that place to sleep. And he dreamed, and behold, a ladder set up on the earth, and the top of it reached to heaven. And behold, the angels of God ascending and descending on it. And behold, the Lord stood above it and said, I am the Lord God of Abraham. But that's one side of it. My focus is this. And he dreamed a dream, and behold, a ladder set from the earth that goes up into the heavens. The book of John, chapter number 1. You are going to see this ladder again. You are going to see these angels descending again. Because I had mentioned it before, but I know the council may not have noticed, because I am accusing Jesus Christ of Nazareth. Now, let's go back to 51. Because there's an accusation. Let's go back to 51. And Jesus said unto Nathanael, Verily, verily, I say unto you, hereafter you shall see heaven open, and the angels of God ascending and descending upon the Son of Man. He removed the ladder, and he said, ascending and descending upon the Son of Man. That means Jesus Christ of Nazareth set himself to be the ladder, the bridge between heaven and the earth. He's the one that is approachable by God. He's the one that can bring beings to earth. He's the one that makes interaction with the divine possible. So Jesus Christ of Nazareth was interchanging and saying, Nathanael, I am going to open your eyes so that you have an experience. I'm going to open your heart so that you have an experience. I'm going to cause you to experience reality in a certain way. Ascending and descending of angels, something you have never done. This means there was miraculous over hand Accuse over high. Jesus looked at Nathanael and said, Nathanael, you are an Israelite in whom there is no deceit. This is going to lead me to the second point. The purity of his heart. The reason for Nathanael's adoption leads us to the purity of Nathanael's heart. Now, this accusation I bring is beginning to turn into feeble words. It's beginning to turn into strong points made weak, only to validate the certainty of a man's heart, only to validate the purity of a man's heart. Because this is the second point, the purity of Nathanael's heart. This is why Nathanael was adopted and taken hostage. This is why we can no longer truly pinpoint, no matter how theologians want to agree that Nathanael was actually crucified. He was actually a martyr, killed for preaching the word of God. What did you do to a man like Nathanael? What did you influence his heart with that he could not wake up one day, a man in whom there is no guile? A man in whom there is no deceit. What did you do to him? You looked at such a man and said, this man is perfect to behold my kingdom. You looked at such a man and said, this man is strong enough, is powerful to preach my word in India, in Persia, in Armenia. You looked at such a man in whom that there is no deceit, and you turned his simple life into a glorious life. Why will you do such a thing? This is my accusation of you, Jesus Christ of Nazareth. This is my accusation. What did you do to a man called Nathanael? He's a man that is pure of heart. Actually, theologians said that when the Jews normally sit under the fig tree to study scriptures, he's actually sit under the fig tree to study scriptures. This will take us back to the book of John, on the first John, but we'll go back to verse 47. It said, Jesus saw Nathanael coming and said, in him there is no guile. And then, in whom that there is no guile, there is no deceit in him. This is what validates the point. There is no deceit in Nathanael. He said, how did you know me? And Jesus replied, he said, when thou was under the fig tree, I saw you. Now, it is actually stated that the Jews stay under the fig tree to study scriptures. So, it is believed by theologians that when Jesus said, I saw you under the fig tree, and then stated the point about angels descending and descending, he was saying that Nathanael was actually studying or reading at that time the story and history of Jacob, trying to understand the scripture, what happened to Jacob in that experience. So Jesus now said unto him, because of what he was reading under the fig tree, you are going to see angels and descending upon the Son of Man. That means Jesus was trying to bring clarity and understanding to what Nathanael was reading at that time. But if you ask me, I'm going to tell you that Jesus was creating a spiritual environment around Nathanael, saying these few words, that because of the purity of your heart, I am going to expound the kingdom of heaven to you. You are going to be able to behold the kingdom of heaven. You are going to behold the kingdom of heaven. This is why I have adopted you. This is why I have healed you. This is why. And I'm talking to you right now, that even though I have bring an accusation of Jesus Christ of Nazareth to the panel and to the people and to the community, you watching and hearing me right this moment, all of you listening to me right this moment, there's a reason for the adoption. I done this accusation as a hook, because if I had said I love him and I want to tell you what Jesus did to Nathanael was amazing, you wouldn't have come. You wouldn't have stayed to listen to me. This is why I started the manner of which I started. Everything Jesus did, he did because of the zeal in his heart. He did because he is searching one that has a pure heart, searching for one that can carry the gospel to the ends of the earth. He is searching for that one man. Are you that one man? Should you not be that one man? That Jesus Christ can look at you and say, you are that one man in whom that there is no deceit. Let me give you another revelation so you don't miss it. Are you aware that Jacob was first deceitful? He went to his father Isaac and said his name was Esau. He had skins, his eldest brother's skin, to give him a pass of a blessing. Now we understand that that's type and shadow of what Jesus Christ did for us. But looking at the man called Jacob, we are looking at an experience he had, a deceitful experience. This is why when the angel appeared unto him, the angel asked him again, what is your name? We don't want to hear that your name is Esau. We want to hear that your name is Jacob. So there was deceit in Israel because a man called Jacob had deceit. But for him to become Israel, he needed to have no deceit in him again. So when Jesus looked at Nathanael, he said, surely this is an Israelite. An Israelite. This is Jacob, a Jacobite. This is Barakila Zuvalata. I hope you are getting this. This is Jacob. This is Israel, in whom that there is no deceit. In other words, Nathanael broke out of the pattern of Israel, because there was a certain pattern of Israel. That pattern was deceit followed them. Deception was found amidst the Israelites, because it was the culture of Jacob. It was the first pattern of Jacob. So when Jesus Christ, imagine Jesus being God, the Messiah, looked at a man and said, this particular man you are seeing, there is no epitome of deceit in him. The guy was too pure. This is why Nathanael was adopted and concealed. Now I am asking you, can Jesus look at you and say that of you? You great panel, gatekeepers of the kingdom, you evangelist, apostle, a preacher, a prophet, a teacher. Can Jesus look at you and say that there is no deceit in you? Can Jesus look at you and trust you to take his gospel to the ends of the earth? Can Jesus do that with you? Are you trustworthy? Are you sure you are trustworthy? With this accusation that I have brought, I have come to my accusation. I have brought a summary panel of judges that the man called Jesus Christ of Nazareth, that man, is guilty of one thing. He's guilty of making feeble men strong. He's guilty of making broken people happy. He's guilty of changing the lives of people that lack understanding. He's guilty of expounding scriptures to those that need it to be expounded. He's guilty of finding people, even though they talk ill about him. He's guilty of making them trustworthy again. He's guilty of changing fishermen to great men, to bishops and apostles. He's guilty of a faithful life. And my accusation holds no value, but only to prove and validate the point that has already been existing. Jesus Christ of Nazareth is the greatest to ever live, the purest to ever live. Be like Nathanael, offered up, anathema, offered up as a sacrifice, given as a sacrifice. Be like Nathanael, because Nathanael actually died as a martyr. He was skinned alive. He was skinned alive and buried upside down for the gospel. Why? Because he had beheld angels descending and ascending upon the Son of Man. Christ is the bridge. He is the ladder between all life. He enticed Nathanael with these things, and he has enticed me with them. He has enticed me with these things as well. And because of this enticement, I am going to hold my faith strong, so that I can also see angels descending and ascending upon the Son of Man. I am enticed. And my accusation in this court has come to an end. Serve Jesus Christ of Nazareth. Give your life to him. You that he has called as gifts unto men, apostles, preachers, prophets, so on and so forth, craftsmen. Give your life and devotion to him. Serve him. Be like Nathanael. Let deceit not be found in you. Let truth come out of your mouth, each and every time. So, Father, I pray for them, that whoever took out time to listen, bless them, transfigure them. Father, make them pure of heart, so that they can be greater than Nathanael, so that they can be bigger than Nathanael, so that you can find the way to reach out to them in ways that they do not believe. Father, I pray that may your spirit rest mightily upon them. May greatness be found in their spirit.